Hi there, Henry Smith here from IamWealthyandRich.com. Thanks very much for joining me in this video today on my daily update. So this is an investment portfolio, wealth creation in action. I call it wealth creation in action. With creating wealth, growing an investment portfolio in the cryptocurrency space. And this was started last year, but we started doing really the updates, the documentation, journalizing it in February this year, 2021, and at the beginning of February, it reached a six-figure amount after starting from a humble beginning. So I started documenting it, and every day I come to the computer, see what the figures are in the portfolio, how they've grown or contracted, and record them on an Excel spreadsheet. And I decided to start videoing it, and now you're kind of joining me on this journey as you watch a cryptocurrency investment portfolio grow. So before I continue, just want to do the disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner, advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an accountant. Whatever you do in terms of investing, understand that investments do carry risks. Investment can go up as well as down. You may not get the amount of money you invested. Also, do your own due diligence, your own research before. I do not invest more than you can afford to lose. So with that out the way, what I'm going to do is share my screen and then update today's figures and talk a little bit. So here's a spreadsheet that I started in February. Well, 1st of February, shall I say. It was at $106,064 at that time. And every day, again, so I didn't start at this level. I started, if you want to watch how I started, you can go to the very first video on this channel. You have to kind of go back through the videos, click on videos and go to the very first one. You'll see how I got started. It shows there how it went from 0 to 106,000. But anyway, since then, every day I've been adding the figures of the total portfolio, and in green, that's when it's gone forward, in red, that's when it went backwards. So, you know, the market expands and retracts, expands and retracts. Whenever there's an expansion, after an expansion, there's a retraction. And that's just the way the market, that's the way all markets behave. And so this market is no different. And so we've had days when it's gone back 3 days in a row, and we've had days when it's gone forward, 3 days or 4 days or more, 5 days in a row, and so on and so forth. Here we had like 7 or 8 days, 8 or 9 days in a row. And then it goes back again, and so on and so forth. And so, it keeps, this is a nice long run here. So here we are right now on the 29th, coming up to the end of the month, on the 29th of April. And today's date, well, that's today's date, 29th of April. And so I get my figures from the investment summary page, which comes into a live feed here, into one portfolios, and shows me the total balances here. This particular portfolio consists of one whole Bitcoin and an assortment of alternative cryptocurrencies known as altcoins. And then that kind of mixture ratio, well, actually it wasn't this at the moment. When I first started, it was more like 25-75, but now it's kind of gone like this, because the altcoins are starting to grow at a faster rate than Bitcoin, which is what they do. So this is in altcoins, Bitcoin, and the total up here. This is in US dollars. The one on the right-hand side is in GBP, Great British Pounds, and so I can understand what the UK equivalent is. So I'm going to take this figure here, 223,877, 223,877.83, 223,877.83, 223,877.23. Is that correct? 223,877.83. 223,877. That's correct. So that is, again, it's gone forward on yesterday. And so I'll take this now figure here, which is the figure at the top. 278, 232.36. 278, 278, 232.36. Let's make sure it's correct. 278. 23247. Yep, that's correct. And so we bring this figure down here. Bang. So that's 9,000 increase on yesterday. So if I bring this down here, see whether Bitcoin has increased between yesterday. No, it went down. So Bitcoin is still down on yesterday, but because the altcoins overall are up, it's pushed the whole portfolio up. And I wasn't really doing this column before. This particular column is a new column. If you check the previous videos, you won't actually see this column here. But I thought it's good, handy to know kind of what the Bitcoin price was. I might as well do it, and it was easy to calculate once you got the formula in. So that doesn't really matter to me. This is the main thing that matters: what the overall portfolio is doing, and the overall portfolio is on an uptrend. And we haven't had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 day consecutive increase since way back here, since the beginning of April. You know, that was the last time. What we've been having is like, you know, backwards and forward and backwards, forward 2 times, backward 2 times, backwards 3 times. Then we had this was an interesting week when we had it going forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. You know, that was really interesting, touch and go kind of thing. And then we had 2 backwards, and then we just had, you know, markets then going forward. See, it will always come back. You know, we'll have all these runs. We'll always have these runs of, you know, 4 or 5 days. They'll always come, and even if you do have, you know, like this one, even if you do have, you know, 3 days in a row, or some tough times here. This was a pretty tough time for the market as it was going through adjustments, but it still came out on top and back to where it's meant to be going. So that's good. So we look forward for tomorrow's figure. And this kind of figure shows up here that we are like 172,000 above the 106. So we'll see what it is tomorrow. We'll see if we can, you know, if we can maintain an upward swing tomorrow. And if not, there's no problem. Like I said, the market is dynamic. It moves up and down, up and down, up and down. But as long as it's moving forward more than it's moving backwards, it's okay. You know, if it's taking 3 or 4 steps forward and 2 steps backwards, it's okay, because it's going forward. And that's just the way the market goes. And you just have to, and like I said, I'm an investor, I'm not a trader. I don't go in and out of the market. I just put the money there and just leave it and just let the market do what it will. After one has made one's calculations, obviously these altcoins were carefully selected, not just any picked blindly. So yeah, so that's great. So let's get out of here. So that's the update of the figures for today. And the only thing I'm going to talk about, I mean, there's lots of things happening. You know, there's two parts to this part. One's the mindset training, one's the investment strategy, which I've talked about in this video and other videos, and we'll continue to talk about. But there's also the understanding what's happening, what is actually happening, understanding what's happening in the economy, you know, what's happening with the with money, understanding the game of money and play it well. I understand the game of money and play it well, and I want you to learn how to understand the game of money and play it well. You know, there are things happening where a lot of money is being printed right now, and what it's going to do to the existing amount of money out there. I've talked about it several times, and I will continue to talk about it, and why it's important to protect yourself with digital assets such as Bitcoin and the right kind of altcoins as well, to protect your assets from debasement. Okay, because whether you're working, whether you're a worker, whether you're an employee, whether you're a business person, you need to build your business or your career or your income strategy should be based on solid assets as a foundation. Okay, if you're just running your life based on traditional money, which is the pounds, dollars, euros, and you're basing your life, whatever life on that, you are going to be in serious trouble. okay? Because the rules of printing more money, flooding the economy with more money, the rules are absolute. If you do that, certain things will happen. There's no escape. You can't escape it. No government can escape it. So, as you bring in more, every time they print money, it's bringing in fake money. Okay, there was a certain amount, let's say there's 100,000 in circulation, okay, and that 100,000 is distributed by a few people. Let's say 10 people have got 10,000 each. 10 people have got 10,000 each, okay? And that's all the money there is. If you introduce another 100,000 to the mix, that means now there's 200,000. So you've diluted, okay? You have diluted the value of those people's existing money, that 10,000 they had. It's worth half as much. If you bring in another 200,000, you've made it like a quarter. So that 10,000 that those people originally have, now there's 400,000 in circulation. All of a sudden, those guys with the 10,000, they're not the only ones with 10,000 anymore, because other people have got 10,000. So their money has gone down to 2,500 each. That's what it was, compared to when they first had 10,000, because it's 4 times as much. If there's 4 times as much, the money is worth 4 times less. Okay, and over the next decade, between now and 2021, there's going to be so much printing that the pound, the dollar, the euro is going to be worth several times less. And that's why people like Robert Kiyosaki talks about he doesn't save currency. He saves, gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. But he doesn't save. People work hard to save up in their bank account money, fiat money, which is debasing. It's like you're working hard to save, and you're being paid. It's a funny thing. You're being paid. Yes, you think you're being paid in money, in dollars and pounds and whatever. You're being paid with an ice cube. That's what they're paying you with, an ice cube. And you're standing in a tropical climate with that ice cube. I'm not going to draw anything, okay? Well, I'm not going to give you the pleasure of my wonderful artistic drawings with the mouth. You go use your imagination. What's going to happen if you have a big ice cube, okay, in the tropical weather? It's going to be melting. Well, that is what's happening to your money, okay? I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what career you're in. I don't care how good your business is, how good your profit margins are. If you're working for ice cubes that are melting ice cubes, okay? And there's an antidote for that, okay? Your money is like a melting ice cube. Fiat money is like a melting ice cube. And so I've learned to protect myself from it. I teach and I show people how to protect themselves from it, so that your hard-earned money, your hard-earned sweat and equity, productivity that you put into your business and your career, is not just melting away. And most people are just happy to take it because, well, what alternative is there, according to them? They don't think there's an alternative. There's no alternative. Well, there is an alternative, okay? There is a powerful alternative, and if you learn to use it right, while people, money and everything is contracting and becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, your wealth will be expanding at the same time. And you're just going to make everything in the so-called ice cube world cheap. So cheap. If you see this Range Rover at the back here, in the background, is this what they were showing? You'll be able to go to the car dealership and say, I'll have 2 of them, 3 actually. Okay, And they think, how come this guy's got so much money? Because you were not playing the melting ice cube game. Okay, you understand the game of money, and you play it well. You understand? When you understand the game of money, play it well. These things in the background does not seem so out of reach. They get closer and closer and closer, cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, because they only cost money. All right, and you have something more superior. There's money and there's money. There's inferior money and superior money. Okay, and Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are superior money, more superior money to what's known as fiat money, i.e. cash, pounds, dollars, euros, yen, whatever, ruble. All the other, developing countries' currencies, the naira, the peso, I can't pronounce them all. The Lebanon. See what's happened to Lebanon. I put a sheet up, a picture up a while ago that talks about how inflation is when it's done to currencies. How some countries have 1,000% inflation, 700%, 400%. 300%, 200%, 100% inflation. 30%. In the UK, in the US, and the so-called developed countries, theirs is not so bad yet. This is when it gets to hyperinflation. It's like that. We're not in hyperinflation yet. Well, we're in pre-hyperinflation, because before the inflation was, and the real inflation, the governments will not tell you this on the news. They'll make you think that our inflation is 1% or 2%, because what they're measuring it against, it's really not what's important. You need to measure against assets and certain things. They're measuring against the Consumer Price Index, CPI, and that's not an accurate figure. That gives you an illusion that there's no inflation. Okay, but the truth is there's massive inflation. There's 12 to 15% inflation per year right now. And in some countries, more than 24, 25% inflation. What 24, 25% means is that within 4 years, your currency will lose its value. If you're in 10% inflation, that means in every 10 years, every year, you lose 10% of the value of your money. All right. So if you had £100,000 in 1 year, it becomes 90,000. It will still be £100,000, but only you'll be able to do what 90,000 could do. And if you do that for 5 years, it will lose 50% of its value at 10%. Okay, 50% of its value, and that means £100,000 or dollars will only do what 50,000 can do today, which means you've lost 50% of your purchasing power. Your purchasing power, you work for purchasing power to buy things, whether it be for business expenses or personal expenses. Okay, the amount you can get depends on your purchasing power, and that right now is being diluted, debased. Okay, and it's serious. So the key is to protect yourself. You've got to protect yourself. Have a powerful plan in place, and we give you that plan. You go to our website. So there's two sides to what we're offering. Number one, we want you to be strong on inside mentally. Okay, so we give you a wealth and prosperity mindset that will help you adjust your mind and help you to look and seek new opportunities and react in the right way, and always be multiplying your income. And number two, we give you a basic investment strategy, and then we give you an opportunity to find out more about advanced investment strategies. if you want to. And to get that information, and so the first step of this information is absolutely free to get started. You need to go to this website. www.IamWealthyandRich.com. And the word I am wealthy and rich does nothing to do with me. Yes, I use that term myself. I am wealthy and rich, but you have to use the word yourself. You are wealthy and rich. And how to understand the game of money and play it well. So the first, you scroll down here, fill in the short form, and you get it absolutely free. Start applying it. I've put some videos together. Some of the free resources, some are they're all free resources, and then I put my own spin on how to use the free resources. So do that, get hold of them, apply exactly how I teach it, and then you will start to then, even the investment strategy, apply it exactly how I teach it, how it's taught, and then put it into practice, and then contact us to get more information about the altcoins, and we'll get you on a webinar to find out more about that. What I want to do is I will ask you to please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share this video so that YouTube can also share it as well. I'd appreciate if you can do that. That would help these videos very much. And I also want to just thank you very much for watching this video, and I wish you a wonderful and fantastic day. Okay, so have a great day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.